Hello, Contrarians, devotees, Contrarians faithfuls. Here we are, ready for a preview for a very different movie, a movie that's unlike most movies we've done. And as it happens from time to time, we're actually doing the preview before we record the episode, which means that I don't know if Alex likes it or not. Alex doesn't know how I feel about it. It's uh we're gonna tap dance around spoiling each other so that our
Drunkenly.
our reactions are genuine when we're recording the episode. Still, you know the drill. We're here to talk about the Lighthouse. So I have some fresh quotes from Rotten Tomatoes. Alex has some trivia, and we'll also figure out where Josh Gad fits in this movie. All this in this in this preview video. Alex, are you
There's,
ready for this?
there's three possible roles he could have.
Yes. Well, four if you count the seagull, which I mean he
He
in the
could
animated version of this
bring the
movie.
the Olaf charm to.
Yes.
That's that's just what the lighthouse is missing, and a fucking CG, uh, the lovable character. I can't
Yes.
even. What is Olaf? He's a snowman, right?
He's Snowman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've only
Yeah.
seen Frozen once. Cut me some slack.
It's all you need. All right, let's get into the quotes. Uh, Alex, I'm gonna start with a very bold statement. Richard Probst from the independentcritic.com says, easily one of 2019's most unique, original, and rewarding motion pictures. I
What
mean,
else came out in 2019?
is Avengers Endgame 2019? It
I don't
might
know.
be, in which case, that's already top spot on every category.
I know Parasite did because it fucking cleaned house at the Academy Awards.
Okay, so that's also the year of Black Panther?
No,
No?
that was the year before. The Irishman, Joker, uh, Once Upon a
Okay.
Time in Hollywood. There you go. I saw a
All
couple
right.
movies that year.
Unique, original, rewarding. I don't know. It's a big claim, Richard.
It's better than
And
Marriage Story.
oh, well, if you guys want to hear my response to that, just listen to our marriage story episode because we get into it. Next, Kelechi Enulo from Confessions from a Geek Mind says, if you ever had a desire to be a lighthouse keeper, I guarantee you Robert Eggers' The Lighthouse will make you rethink that profession. I didn't even know we still had light keepers as professions. Haven't they gone the way of the projectionist? Isn't all this stuff just automated now?
I don't know. I've been playing a lot. I just finished Vice City this past week, and that's there's the lighthouse that you can go out to in that game.
Is there
So
anybody there? Is there an actual lighthouse keeper?
it's a big fucking squid that like eats you. Uh,
Well, that sounds amazing.
no, I guess yeah. I'm trying to think the last time I saw like a functioning lighthouse. There's a question for you. Is
There
that
you go,
still a thing?
listeners. Are any
When
of
did that seem
you?
appealing to begin with? That's what Homer says. It's the loneliest occupation on earth.
I mean, if you're somebody that doesn't want to talk to anybody, deal with any customers, the closest you get is I don't know,
I'm
waving
starting
at
to
the
rethink
ships.
this now. This sounds great.
Yes. Next, Fernando E. Juan Lima from Escribiendo Cine says Eggers has watched with interest the first films of Guy Madden and surely also something by the Quay brothers. Alex, what is he talking about? He's dropping names like we should know them.
I don't know.
Guy Madden, Quay brothers. It's I'll say that it fits with the pretentiousness of Robert Eggers. I I totally buy that he was influenced by some obscure filmmaker or author, or maybe these guys are lighthouse keepers.
That review started with the A24 logo.
Yes, yes, it did. And we're gonna close with C.J. Johnson from Film Mafia, who says Wake and Fright meets Ida meets Splash. I picked this to close, Alex, because Wake and Fright is actually a movie that we're gonna be covering on the show because it's one of our patrons' demands. Uh,
Awesome.
friend and patron Chaz Fisher has said Wake and Fright is gonna be on our main feed, and I don't know anything about it except now that it's somewhat like The Lighthouse and Ida, whatever that is, and Splash, which is the Tom Hanks mermaid movie, right?
Yeah, you don't see a mermaid vagina in that one, I don't think.
That's what it was missing.
Yeah.
Now, Alex, uh, tell me stuff about The Lighthouse, a movie that you hadn't seen before today, and I think a movie that you didn't really know about until you started going
No,
down
no,
Pattinson's filmography.
no. I definitely knew about this. I just never got around to seeing it. It's
Okay.
oddly, with how big of a RPAT fan I am, and trying to shoehorn one of his movies in here. Um, I think it's his most fresh movie at
Really,
90%. Yeah.
none of the Twilights hit that level.
No, they definitely do not.
Your
And
beloved Good Time,
no, I take that back. Good Time's 92%, so it's a little bit above this,
as
but
it should.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not spending time in my life talking shit about that movie, even if it's facetiously. And also, just I'd never seen this before, and it was a blind spot I kind of wanted to cover up. This was in part a reimagining of Edgar Allan Poe's unfinished story, The Lighthouse. I don't know. I was somewhat familiar with that. I vaguely remember that from either high school or college, that story. It was a short story, of course, being Poe, but it was never finished, and it certainly wasn't like a script length piece. So it's that inspired by type thing. Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson stated that they barely spoke a word to each other on the set and were too exhausted to hang out together after a day of shooting because filming was so physically demanding due to the miserable weather conditions. While Pattinson stayed at a normal hotel with the rest of the film crew during the shoot, Dafoe lived in a little fisherman's cottage in solitude. On set, on the other hand, Pattinson would tend to eat and stay by himself during filming breaks, while Dafoe stayed with the crew. Both stated that they liked each other very much as soon as they had their first real conversation a few months later. So not any like what about Bob, Wayne's World type thing where they hated each other. It was just uh, if you don't know this about either of these guys, they take their profession pretty seriously. So I could see them just going to their respective quarters.
Was Pattinson doing that in the Batman as well?
I don't fucking care.
Closing the door on his trailer. Colin Farrell is like waving at him. Nope.
Yeah. Hey, check out this makeup I'm wearing. The scene where Willem Dafoe's character gives the sea curse to Robert Pattinson's character because he doesn't like his cooked lobster was shot in one single take, according to director Robert Eggers. Dafoe didn't blink for over 2 minutes. I mean, yeah, it's an
Commitment.
impressive delivery.
He was the Green Goblin. I mean, that, at this point, why are we surprised by anything that Willem Dafoe achieves?
He's one of the good parts about Boondock Saints,
Hmm.
so he deserves celebrating.
I'm not gonna unpack that statement.
The cast and crew filmed under extreme weather conditions, freezing temperatures, cold Atlantic water, intense wind, snow, rain, and no protective flora or fauna on the Fortu terrain kept them exposed to the elements throughout the shoot. 3 nor'easters blew across Cape Fortune during various stages of the production. Much of the film was shot in real weather elements, so rain and wind machines were not needed most of the time, with director Robert Eggers stating the most crazy and dramatic stuff was shot for real. The crew had to film the scene where Pattinson's character goes into the sea at night when the weather settled down because they were afraid they might lose him to a riptide. Rock and
Have
roll?
we have we learned nothing from Waterworld? You can build a set. It's
Yeah.
okay.
And lastly, because I think it's a good place to end heading into the episode proper, there were versions of the script that were, quote, too clear. Director Robert Eggers' goal was to make the audience go mad and become confused like Winslow, so the final script turned out to be more confusing for the audience.
I mean, I have
Was that the right
thoughts.
choice?
Yeah. I'll just say this, and I'll repeat it in the recording. Uh, just imagine writing this and getting people to give you money to produce it, whether it's good or not. Like that requires uh, talent, I think, to just find investors that will be like, "Oh, so your movie is not supposed to make any sense? Okay, here you go, $11 million. All right, well, that is enough. That is enough about the Lighthouse before we even get into the episode. There's going to be a lot more, obviously, more quotes, more trivia. We're going to talk about it like it's a terrible movie because it's at 90% on the tomato meter, and then we'll tell you how we really feel. Like I said, First time for Alex, second time for me, but we've never talked about this movie, so there's gonna be a lot of discovery going on, much like between Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse. We're gonna bear it
Between
all.
Winslow and Wake.
Yeah, and Winslow and the seagull, and Winslow and the mermaid. There's a lot of
Poor
connections there.
Seagullman. Yeah.
But anyway, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for checking out the podcast. It should be on your podcatchers right about now or pretty soon. And we'll see you again soon with New Moon. That's our next one. Getting into the Twilight train again.
Deeper down
All
the
right.
hole.
See you
Take care.
soon.